The golden age of ad blockers on YouTube is over. Now, there we go. All right, how are we doing with levels? So, people use ad blockers for various reasons, like security and things along those lines, and there are web browsers and even routers that have ad blockers built in. But you have to be judicious about how you use these things. It's one thing if you're on, say, a newspaper site, and you have ads coming from all directions, you can barely even read the article that you're there to read. And by the way, you can't refresh the page because that might count against your free article limit before you have to subscribe to their service or whatnot. But I know that there's invasive ads, and I know that there are ads that contain malware, and there's all kinds of valid security reasons why people use those things. And from a streaming perspective, cold ones at the ready. From a streaming perspective, a browser with an ad blocker can actually help a stream because you're not jarring your audience with, say, like loud text, like a loud surprise ad on a web page you're showing when you're streaming, or something moving in off the screen and distracting you from what it is you're trying to do. The judicious way to use ad blockers as a streamer, though, is to make sure that you have a 1-to-1 ratio so that you have gone to the web pages in the ad blocker browser in a regular browser. So the website gets the view and the support and the read from you, and then you just show the no ads version when you're on stream. So there is a right way and a wrong way to use these things. But as we've been seeing over the years, the tech videos in particular have been getting ad blocked into being a total mess. Even though it's MultimediaJay and I focus on multimedia and stuff like that, tech videos have had persistent problems for many years now with regards to ad blockers. So the reason why, of course, let me just load something up here. And can we mute this? Yeah, let's mute this tab. So the reason why we have this, the reason why this is the thing is, of course, you have a more tech-savvy audience. They're more likely to use techie stuff like ad blockers and things like that. So tech videos have traditionally been just getting some ad blocker ratios on screen here in the... yeah, I'm bringing up my analytics. That's why I'm so bright. Turn that down a bit so I maybe don't get lit up as much. Let's just shrink this down a bit here and put it off to the side. We'll get to that shortly. So I've traditionally associated ad blockers with tech videos because it's a techie feature and things like that. But as you know, you see browsers with it built in, routers with it built in, etc., you'll probably see more ad blockers being used by the mainstream, as well as people who don't know any better. So there's not people that are like, for security reasons or some other malicious reason or whatever, trying to block ads. So you got that stuff going on. And of course, every time I go to a video that talks about this, the comments section is always toxic as all heck. You want to see narcissism? Find a bunch of random people on YouTube talking about ad blockers. Those discussions are never pretty because they just say, I only care about myself. I don't care about creators, and I don't care about platforms. Hey, wait, why is there nothing good to watch on YouTube? Yeah, funny how that works, isn't it? So, here's the thing. One of the issues I have seen with the numbers over the years has been that ad blockers damage a video's position in the algorithm, because YouTube seems to have this preference again and again. They don't officially support it from what I'm seeing, but the numbers keep showing me that whatever makes the most money very often is what the algorithms and the systems pass around the most. Now, we talk a lot in our discussions about how online media boils down to two things: people and technology, and the relationship between the two. And sometimes having one but not the other. So if the algorithms aren't passing my videos around, the only way I have any chance at channel growth or any chance at any kind of new people watching my videos is by bugging the living daylights out of the people that do watch my videos and follow me on social media to constantly like and share and stuff like that. The kinds of calls to action that I'm sure a lot of people out there are sick of, because, you know, YouTube is practically a call to action game sometimes. There's a lot of fluff in YouTube videos these days. You'll go to watch a video, first you know, even with factoring the ads like pre-rolls, mid-rolls, post-rolls out, without the ads, you run into a YouTube video that is too much fluff, not enough stuff, as I like to put it. You start out with redundant intros. Maybe the YouTuber introduces themselves for new people every single video. And then there's an in-video advertising. But first, a word from our sponsor. That kind of thing. And by the time they're actually getting around to why you clicked on the video to watch it in the first place, you're like halfway through the video. Maybe even heading towards 2/3. Yeah, there's a real problem with show flow, and there's a real problem with too much fluff, not enough stuff in YouTube videos these days. And of course, don't forget at the end, you got the call to action. Then they're going to rattle off their social medias, thank their patrons. Bottom line, there's just a smaller and smaller percentage with all these meta tricks and all this crap people are doing on YouTube. There is a smaller and smaller amount of actual video in every YouTube video that you watch these days. It's crazy. So it's just getting nuts. So if the algorithms don't pass my videos around and introduce me to a new audience and whatnot, the only way for me to have any chance of growing the channel is to bug everybody every single video to like, comment, subscribe, pass the video around, share it on social media. Just nag, 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 and who wants to see that every single video? Most people I know, myself included, who watch YouTube videos want to see why we're watching the YouTube video in the first place, not a bunch of other stuff. That's what your channel page is for, your end screen is for, your social links is for, your description is for. There's all kinds of other things you can do besides clutter the living daylights out of every single YouTube video with stuff other than what the video is actually supposed to be about, the reason why people are there watching it. So this meta nonsense and bugging people and calls to action, it gets old. And eventually you just want to find some people who can actually get to the freaking point in a timely fashion. Just get to what the video's about. Get to what people are actually watching your video for. Get rid of the garbage. Less fluff, more stuff. YouTube built itself off of that. The nonsense came later. That's why this platform is what it is. So yeah. So when it comes to ad blockers, what kind of content on this channel has done the best? Despite my channel being called MultimediaJay, it's been the appliance videos. And so I watched this pattern for years. The more mainstream audiences, even if they're not really fans of the channel, they're just people fly-by-nights looking at my video about a Magic Chef portable washer because they're searching for information and whatnot. It's this SEO type thing. They don't become they don't become really big fans of the channel. They might only watch one video. And yet, less ad blocking from the more mainstream audience. It's not just tech videos either that have had this problem with the more tech-savvy audience. Gaming videos have had this problem too, and I'm not surprised. Gaming videos and tech videos are fundamentally linked to each other. I realize that my audience has done a miserable job of supporting what I do by watching other stuff besides one type of video, being so insular and one-sided like that. And there's been a huge problem for many years now of people not watching my gaming videos. So it creates this ironic, weird situation where people will watch a video of me building a nice gaming PC, but they'll never see me actually use it. They'll never watch that. For a myriad of excuses I've heard over the years. There are some fundamental problems with gaming videos, like are you interested in the game someone's playing and things like that. But I just have a hard time believing that this is such a radical shift in content that people can't follow along. That they'll watch a video of me tinkering with a gaming PC, but never actually see what the gaming PC can do. Because it's a gaming video. Ah! It's nuts. But I don't believe it's anything more than just something stupid that happens on my channel, and maybe a few others. There's a fundamental conceptual link between tech and gaming videos because of the link in PC hardware and PC gaming. If you build an awesome gaming PC, you're going to be curious what kind of games it can play. And if you're really into PC gaming, you're eventually going to be interested in upgrading your gaming PC and go seeking out examples of upgrading the graphics card, upgrading the RAM, upgrading the processor, case modding, all kinds of other stuff. It's just a natural evolution and expanding of what you're interested in. As you get, used to topic A, you become interested in topic B. It makes all the sense in the world that there's a link between tech videos and gaming videos. Problems with my channel notwithstanding. Long-running problems with my channel notwithstanding. So it makes all the sense in the world that gaming videos would have the same problems as tech videos when it comes to ad blockers. And that's basically what I'm seeing here. So I'm looking at my ad blocker ratios. Now, we're going to finish up with a theory here and go into some numbers and create a Power Query tool. The first order of business with regards to my ways of doing this. Previously, I've talked about the ratio between the monetized playbacks and the unique viewers. But outside of this, with regards to Twitch and also the differences between people with streaming metrics and watch hours, and why I do, for example, the ratio of hours watched versus hours streamed instead of trying to get a number of people involved. To keep consistent with that, I actually need to switch to the more aggressive ad blocker ratio formula. So instead of the relationship between monetized playbacks and unique viewers, it needs to be the relationship between monetized playbacks and views, because a view is a playback. Doesn't matter how many people are watching, it's the views and the playbacks that are getting compared. So for the purpose of apples to apples, we have to compare monetized playbacks versus views. Plus, YouTube recently put in a restriction that the unique viewer metric, for accuracy's sake, does not go back more than 90 days. So I'm actually going to drop the unique viewers from the ad blocker ratios. And I'm going to save this and edit the link for ad blocker ratios to only show me monetized playbacks versus views. So we'll do that first. We have click-through rates as well, some other things along those lines. How come I can't save this? Bookmarks. Analytics, ad blocker ratios. Well, we'll just delete it then. So we'll just Control-D this. Analytics, ad blocker ratios. So I want to just save that and put it under bookmarks as well. Done. So now it's in the library with the bookmarks, right? Yep, analytics, ad blocker ratios should take me to just those two columns. Yep. Monetized playbacks versus views. So for the SSD thing, if I look at the last 7 days, because it's had a couple of days to go around the circuit. Let's see. Based on what got the most views. Forza, last 7 days. Forza with no graphics card. 48 monetized playbacks out of 225 views. Dryer video. 276 versus 222. Uglier Side of George Foreman. I think so. Now the difference in the denominator might be because views are persistently getting audited by YouTube systems to verify their accuracy and legitimacy. But even still, you still see better numbers in the appliance videos. Uglier Side of George Foreman grill, 201 versus 196. I finally had an SSD conk out. 44 monetized playbacks out of 112 views. So that's actually, if we bring back the unique viewers. Here's the difference we're talking about here. The old way of doing this would have been 44 out of 90 versus 44 out of 112. So the ratio is actually, it goes from half down below half now. So this is actually going to be a harsher metric, a harsher way of measuring this, because we're trying to do apples to apples and compare playbacks to playbacks. The best tech video is 3148. Geek House Laundry 10689. Windows 8 versus the Delosaurus, which I predicted would no longer be the most watched video and be eclipsed by the appliance videos. 36 out of 94 in the last 7 days. So this is the ratio that I want to bring into Power Query. And I want to be able to see what has the best ad blocker ratio, because that's not something that YouTube Studio does natively. This is a ratio of monetized playbacks versus views. That's the key reason that I want to compare, even if it's only top 500 results, the ad blocker ratios by downloading something and pointing to it in Power Query. Now, the reason why we're here today with regards to the golden age of ad blockers is over is the CPMs and what has happened to the CPMs because of the ad blocker thing. At least that's what it looks like, unless it's correlation causation. But one of the ironies that I used to run into, one of the things with YouTube versus Twitch, is that with CPMs, YouTube has dynamic CPMs versus Twitch having static CPMs. Now, Twitch's static CPM system, to me, is yet another system that's made to take advantage of what Twitch streamers don't know. Taking advantage of the naivete of Twitch streamers. Because at first glance, the idea of giving you a certain amount of money per 1,000 impressions sounds cool, because after all, you're working with Twitch and whatnot. But there's a whole nother world of dynamic CPMs where the market forces and the value of the advertising is involved in what is charged for advertisers to advertise on YouTube and things like that. So you'll actually see different numbers. And the numbers should reflect the market conditions of what's going on here. Now, if I look at CPM's last 28 days, it's internal information, so it won't be on screen. Not going to say any numbers here either. If I look at CPMs, the highest CPMs are on the washer and dryer video. What do you know? The videos that get ad blocked the least have the most valuable advertising rate. Forza with no graphics card, which has been getting passed around via search engine results and the people side of things, not necessarily technology side of things. 180 out of 1075 in the last 28 days for an ad blocker ratio. Way lower CPM. A video that has 4 monetized playbacks out of 377 views. Extremely low CPM. And this is regular CPM. This is not playback-based CPMs. So what we have here is the system on the content that gets ad blocked the most is considered the least valuable in terms of selling to advertisers. And doesn't that make all the sense in the world? That if there's a video getting ad blocked to death, why should advertisers pay a lot of money? Now here's the stupid part. A couple of years ago, I observed as I watched these numbers that the tech videos would have the highest CPMs and the ad blocking would cancel that out. So that the revenue they brought in was always garbage. And the algorithms didn't pass them around. Unsurprisingly. There's a Dellosaurus video. Aside from Windows 8 versus the Dellosaurus, the next closest Dellosaurus video was only 30-something views several years ago. Dell Optiplex 760, another Dellosaurus. Let me go to my channel now. I'll bet it's still in the 30s. It's had years to somehow get to 40,000 views. Videos. Sort by most popular, please. First impressions of the Magic Chef Portable Dryer, 176 grand. Geek House Laundry, 123 grand. Windows 8 versus Dellosaurus, 120 grand. Dell Optiplex 760, 5 years ago. Another Dellosaurus, 34,000 views. This video has been stuck in the 30K range for years, while a dryer video is heading towards 200 grand. That is embarrassing. But it's ad blockers. This is the ugly side of all of this. And now, when you look at these numbers and you bring the CPMs into play, you'll see lower values for the stuff that has the terrible ad blocker ratios, even when you don't have playback-based CPM involved. As a matter of fact, most of the time I add playback-based CPMs, everything's worse. So that's part of it. I mean, I'm looking for specifically what YouTube is selling the advertising at, but if something's ad blocked to death, I can't imagine it's for much. Big surprise. So why should the systems pass the video around? Why should the systems in any way prioritize it if it's not making money for the platform when there's stuff that is? Simple matter of priorities. Although I hear that discovery and monetization are separate. Here's the issue. What we call monetization nowadays sounds like the creator is a robber baron that's running away with money, 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 money. The truth is, ad revenue on YouTube is a joke. You have to be a gigantic channel to be a full-time YouTuber off of just ad revenue. It's fun money in nearly all cases, like nearly everything else on the internet that has tried to support itself with ads for free somehow or whatever. It hasn't worked out. Just like those businesses in the dot-com bubble. So, ad revenue has more to do, to me, with algorithm performance. But the truth of the matter is, what we call monetization, what that really is ad revenue sharing, the original name for what we now call monetization nowadays. In 2007, when I was first introduced to this idea, and Rever, a then competitor to YouTube that's no longer around, was selling itself on, we'll actually share the ad revenue with you. That was a selling point. It was a selling point of Rever. Former competitor to YouTube. Once YouTube started getting the partner program all widespread and everything, there was no more reason to go to Rever. It was just a crappier YouTube at that point. So long. So what this means is that there is no difference between the creator and the platform when it comes to the ad revenue side of things. They're linked together. There's a revenue split. So if you run an ad blocker because you hate the creator, but you don't really care, you don't really have a problem with the platform, you're still damaging the platform. Oh, but what about all the other ways the platform can make... And conversely, if you hate the platform, but you don't mind the creator, you're still hurting the creator by running an ad blocker. They're inseparable. That may not be an even split on YouTube like it is with Twitch subscriptions being 50-50. May not be an even split, but it is inseparable. The creator and the platform. What about the ways that platforms can make money? What about all those other ways too, like commercial deals, stuff like that? Or how about someone buying the premium service and whatnot? The problem with those premium services, just like Twitch Turbo and YouTube Premium, is that ads can scale if you click even if you click your skip button. So it's something that scales versus something that doesn't. My prediction is that if too many people bought the YouTube Premium service or Twitch Turbo or whatnot, and it started cutting into what the platform was bringing in, the price would be raised to try and counter that if they could. So it's not a substitute for that, nor is a channel membership a substitute for that. But what I've seen in the numbers for years is the system is a giant Scrooge. What makes the money is what the algorithm's going to pass around, and that's what's going to be the content that I don't have to bug the living daylights out of people to pass around on social media or subscribe or like or nag people every single video. So now that we're seeing these adjustments in CPMs for the stuff that's getting ad blocked a lot, it's over. There is no way to use an ad blocker in isolation anymore. The party's over, people. The systems are responding. The systems are responding. And it's crazy how this is happening with such a piddly dollar amount that this is, where you have to be a gigantic channel to be a full-time YouTuber off of ad revenue. I'd say the current systems right now are encouraging people to go for more channel memberships and stuff. That's the way it works on Twitch too, although the numbers are different on Twitch. So some of the things like channel memberships, where there's a revenue split with the platform as well, I think that's probably part of the reason why YouTube's pushing these features. Super chat, super stickers, and memberships. They all have revenue splits, and the platform gets a cut of that as well. And the platform doesn't have to worry about demonetization or whether someone was using an ad blocker. The thing is, though, I don't think it's going to scale up as much. At least in terms of the number of occurrences. If you get a lot of people, throwing high dollars into the pot, so to speak, then that could probably work out better. But now you've got YouTube, the premier video platform in the world, functioning just like a Twitch streamer, with an emphasis on, are people subbing to me? Are people donoing to me? Should we tailor the content based on subs and donos? Should I sandbag so that people cook something badly in the kitchen so people can TTS me to the tune of $3 a message to tell me how much I suck for 5 hours a day? I mean, we're back to this way of doing things on YouTube from a platform perspective. Is that really what we want? So, oh, but yeah, ads are annoying. Well, some of them are. I think I don't know if the insurance industry is ever going to try and do a non-funny ad ever again after what Geico's done for however many years it has been. The bottom line in all of this, though, folks, is the party's over. There is no using ad blockers in isolation on YouTube anymore. Now the CPMs are dropping on stuff. Now that you see CPMs that are lower on stuff that gets ad blocked more, this ratio now really comes into play, especially if there's a tie into the algorithm. I mean, and why should YouTube promote stuff that doesn't help it pay its bills as much? And it doesn't even have to be a situation where it's deliberate choice. It could just be market forces in general. Sometimes, and I talk about this with content creator baggage and the way content creators are perceived, it comes down to some minor difference that edges out creator A over creator B. In the case of the algorithms on YouTube, I would not be surprised, and I would not hold it against YouTube if there's this little edge like ad revenue that causes content A to edge out content B in terms of what gets recommended to somebody. Would not be surprised. It would make all the business sense in the world for YouTube to do that. So yeah, that's where we're at. There's no more using ad blockers in isolation. The system is clearly responding to people's use of them. And one last thing before we get into Power Query. Some people out there like to think that when you build a business, once you start making money, you get to go laughing to the bank. Go full on robber baron, be like, ha ha, I made some money, woo, shopping spree time. That's not the way it works. Because of competition. If not you, then who? If you don't do something, what are your competitors going to do? So, you and your competitor start small businesses. You both make your first $500 in profit. Not a lot in today's world. But you made something and you're proud of it because you actually made yourself a paycheck off of something you did instead of working for others. It's an awesome feeling when you do that for the first time. So, you and your competitor make $500. You go on a shopping spree because you're like, $500, baby. Competitor doesn't do any of that. They reinvest it into the business. That's a fundamental issue with the way business works sometimes. You don't really get to have fun with the fruits of your labor. Yeah. So now, your competitor has $500 better equipment, people, whatever, than you do. They gain an edge. You gain a shopping spree. Who wins in the long term? Therein lies one of the fundamental problems lurking within the world of business. The persistent times, you can't really enjoy the fruits of your labor because someone else might edge you out if you do. Welcome to the world of business, ladies and gentlemen. So, I'm emphasizing the living daylights out of this because people are viewing things like YouTube passive income the same way. Like, oh yeah, robber baron, something. No. You know, how do you expect if you're just taking the money and running, you're not investing in better cameras, you're not investing in better internet, you're not investing in better equipment, better content, better whatever. So the person that does gets an edge over you. So it's not worth it to not reinvest in what it is that you're doing. Not worth it to just take the money and run. And that's precisely the reason why I should keep a spreadsheet of the total lifetime ad revenue and deduct against it for purchases that would make no sense for me to make on my own. Been doing that. So someone could look at my maximum lifetime revenue. I can tell you right now, that's not the number that I'm benefiting from, so to speak. There have been times when the YouTube ad revenue has saved me from going broke because the numbers were that close within the span of a year that I would have been in miserable shape, but were it not for that. But that's not a healthy state of the channel as far as I'm concerned. That's my cue to get things in gear in the offline world. So online dollars are for online stuff and offline dollars are for offline stuff. Pay the bills with a job, and then have fun with the stuff from online. Like, for example, buying tech upgrades and other stuff, which then becomes YouTube videos and better YouTube videos when the equipment gets better and everything else gets better. That's reinvesting into what it is that you're doing as a content creator on YouTube or even Twitch. Though the numbers are different on Twitch. Kept down, actually. Unless you have a lot of subs, it's kept down by Twitch's decision to focus almost entirely on live content. The lack of an evergreen presence really causes problems for Twitch numbers. Heck, I can check my Twitch numbers. Bet you any money I never get paid as a Twitch affiliate. Chrome. Let's see. Stream Manager. Fire this up. Hosting Jake and Bake. Nice. Why is it taking so many clicks for me to... Channel analytics. Yeah, garbage. I don't think I'm ever going to get... Yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to get paid as a Twitch affiliate because there's just nothing going on if I'm not grinding away like crazy. There is no way to make a YouTube video that goes... or something like a YouTube video that goes around and people enjoy it. And it just gets passed around because there's algorithms to actually pass it around. And why do you think so many Twitch streamers are so influenced by their subs? That's the only way they even get anywhere with that stuff. The ads on Twitch are so pathetic, flat CPMs and everything, that Twitch has a problem with creators not running enough ads. And so there's the whole thing with no pre-rolls if you run mid-rolls. Yeah, well, guess what? You can turn off the kinds of ads certain kinds of ads you run when you stream on YouTube. So you can have no pre-rolls. Turn off the various ad types that correspond to skippable and non-skippable videos. Done. So yeah, again, this is something I keep seeing with Twitch. They have systems designed to take advantage of what Twitch streamers don't know. Él no sabe, ella no sabe, Twitch streamer no sabe. It's crazy. All right. So I want a tool in Excel to watch these ad blocker ratios since they've been so useful and there's no way to sort by them. We're going to fire up Power Query. We're going to do that. The first thing we need, though, is something we'll do with last 28 days. Export current views as CSV. We're going to download this, save it to the downloads drive. Why is it not giving me a spot to save to? Is it taking a while to actually... Preparing the file for download. Oh, okay. I hit save file. There it is. Save. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so it went to Mozilla Firefox's thingy instead. All right. Go to the containing folder and get that out of there then. I went to the regular downloads folder. Okay, we'll get that out. Delete. Let me just take the video thingy and stuff like that. Documents. Let's go to spreadsheets, MultimediaJay, and let's do Adblocker Cruncher. Adblocker Ratio Cruncher. And let's make a current folder. That's where we'll save the zip file for this. Now, I'm going to compare this to the Adblocker Ratio Cruncher that I had earlier. Or maybe I should start fresh. Yeah, let's do that. Get Excel going. Streamlabs, Stream Hatchet, Quarterlies. Yeah, we want something new. Blank. File. Save as. Drop it over there. And we can put Excel on the screen once we're done setting everything up. So the last time I tried doing something that had a download that had something like this, YouTube actually had limited the database to only spitting out top 500 results. So we're doing this based on views. MultimediaJay, Adblocker Ratio Cruncher. Adblocker Ratio Cruncher. Okay, we are in. We need a Queries and Connections tab. And let's set up the Excel thing. And let's get to work on this thing. And we'll expand this with whatever we need to do. We are in. Just have to display Power Query manually because of the way it displays is a little screwed up. Power Query is kind of like web browsers. Power Query is like web browsers. You constantly have to relink and redisplay them. It might be a security thing. All right, so first order of business. Queries and connections. Let's do queries and connections, and let's actually modify the scene a little to put Winamp across the top. So we can see at least a little bit of what's going on here as we take up a spot in the ribbon. All right, queries and connections. Let me turn off this grid lines. We'll set up some things later. We're basically going to recreate something that we created before, but it was a bit earlier. Get data from file, from database, from other sources, Yeah, let's just do from file. From text CSV. All right. Ad blocker ratio cruncher under current. There's zip files in there. Okay, let's unzip it. Extract. So it'll be in a folder instead. Just want to link to it. Table data. That's the biggest one. There's three files I can link to. Chart data, table data, and totals. Let's do totals. We'll see what it comes up with. All right. Let's just double check some of this here. What happens when we do the main screen? I'm way too big. Not Picasso. I don't know what carrot it picked up for that. Yeah, so it's picking that up. It's got the video title, the video publish time, the estimated monetized playbacks, and the views. If we load that in, it looks like this. There we go. So now we're going to go into the... Let's go into the queries as well. I'm probably going to modify this extensively off stream. Well, first thing I want is I want some kind of this. Now we can bring Power Query into the mix, which means adding a window, turning this window back on. Does it pick it up automatically? Yes, it does. Good. It's a bit sketchy with the way it handles Power Query. I might have just turned it on and off. All right, so we have video identification codes. We don't really need that. Video identification codes. So from table data, which is new here, we're going to change things later. We're going to reference, and let's do ad blocker. Darn keyboard. Let's do ad blocker ratio. It's also very dry in here. It's only single digits outside. Do ad blocker ratios. So from this, don't care about the video. Remove that. Let's see. Video title. Remove empties. Get that out of there. First impressions, the Magic Shift Portable Dryer. So monetized playbacks and views are both already in number format here. Video published, It's got the date on here as well. We just want, the basic stuff here. Monetized playbacks versus views is the ratio. Let's add a custom column. Let's make this ad blocker ratio. And let's do... So this is going to consist of the monetized playbacks divided by the views. There's the ratio, convert to a percentage. So let me transform that into... I want this to actually be a percentage. So change type to percentage, which brings it to 2 decimal points. Yeah, that's good enough. All right, and how about we just do descending order, see what it's going to look like. We have infinity because of division by 0. So we'll back that up a step then. Yeah, so we have division by 0 here. So for views, take out all the zeros. There's no division by 0. We have lots of generic steps here. Okay, here we go. Grass ain't greener on YouTube after all, etc. So there we go. There's our ad blocker ratios. Now some of this is thrown off by outliers and things like that. But look at Family Dollar Storage Ottoman Subwoofer. This one I think has been picking up views lately. Let me just double check that. Probably the only time I've mentioned Ottomans. Yeah, it's up to 1,400 views now. So it's getting into the 4-digit views. While we have tech videos from like 7, 8, 9 years ago that have only 3-digit views. So yeah, it's just the sort of thing where if this sustains for long enough, then eventually you start seeing the other stuff going up as well. It's just what we have here is we have, single-digit views and stuff like that. So maybe I should weight this a bit and have it sort based on the number of views. See what this ratio really is. Because we have basically a bunch of outliers. Like if you 4 and 1, because 3 of the views in the last 28 days are crunching. 4 out of 1 because 3 of the views are crunching to see if they're valid or not. Gets you about 400%. But that's not really, I mean, the big thing that would matter is when you start seeing the big numbers, like the dryer video, 127%. You start seeing some of the stuff that has the most views. What are those numbers at? And of course we get down to stuff that's getting ad blocked all the time. So we'll do that then. Let's close and load. Actually, let's sort it by views instead. Take that out, sort by views in descending order. So we can see here what's going on. A couple of good ones in there. So it's interesting if we sort by ad blocker ratio as well, but if we hit close and load, and we shut off Power Query, take it back to Excel, now we have ourselves an ad blocker ratio table, and this is the part where we can sort it out. Of course, we got to figure out what to do about these outliers, so maybe limit it to stuff that got at least 100 views. Plus, how many results do we have? 500? 466. Well, probably 500, but we blocked out the zeros, stuff that didn't get any views. Or where all the views are crunching to make sure they're legitimate. It's all a YouTube thing. Format cells, and we'll just stop here for the progression and do a lot of stuff off camera, so we're not, poking around with this. But there's our ad blocker ratios. So now what we also need to do is we need to take the names of these videos and categorize them. So like tech video, gaming video, etc., or computer video or something along those lines. And I used to have that in the last one of these that I made, so we'll bring that back as well. But just from this alone, this tells a story here. First impressions, the Magic Chef Portable Dryer, 127.71. Matter of fact, why don't we just use, I like the blue, this blue format a lot better. Boom. All right. So in terms of the washer and dryer video and now the George Foreman grill video, persistently find endless audiences every single month. And it's little wonder as to why. 127% there, 101% for the George Foreman grill video, 107% Geek House Laundry. Loudness War goes far beyond remastered music. Maybe people are searching for it this month, who knows? 1%. That's pathetic. Forza with no graphics card, SEO, gaming video type thing, 16%. Windows 8 versus the Delosaurus, 36%. Z5500 into a powered sub, 59%. So this is the tech video with some of the most views on here. It's done pretty well. This one actually has been taken off recently. Gee, I wonder why. Maybe because this number is getting better. Upscale DVD and streaming is good enough. Get over it, 58%. Southgate Beef Stew. The Ashens pastiches have been doing pretty well lately, and I'm actually getting comments on them because people are watching them even though they've got years on them at this point. 83%. Sloppy Speaker Showdown, 54%. The video with the SSD, the Quicko Flick, 39%. Bet that dies at 100-something views for at least 6 months. Lysol to go all over your hands, been surprising me. Little goofy skit from 2016, 73%. Geek House Dark Mode, the rest of the story, 19%. Impression of the EA Sports Guy, totally wiped out. Logitech K120 Perennial Cheap Rubber Dome Keyboard, 20%. Remember the original Sloppy Speaker Showdown, 61%. Versus 54% on the actual Sloppy Speaker Showdown. The Overture for 2021, 5%. That's why these videos don't get views. Why should the systems do anything with them? If you have 4 monetized playbacks out of 70 views. First Impressions DK Oldies, 56%. That's gotten some views. First Impressions, the Mana Potion Humidifier. This one surprised me on a regular basis, and with a ratio of 140%, why not? Smaller numbers overall, but this keeps coming back over and over again. Technically an appliance review. Dollar Store Beef Stew, 74% versus what the tech videos are, like 10 to 50% or something like that. Play Some Stuff, My Fitness Coach, Wii, 54%, Dell Optiplex, another Delosaurus. Stuck in the 30K range for views for years. 34%. So, what happened to the PC hardware industry? 35%. GPU supply chain shenanigans into the era of the GPU 56%, and so on and so forth. Streams get pretty lousy numbers. Let's see here. Streams will have lower numbers, though, because streams are not monetized in the initial run. I'm saving the monetization for people watching them after the fact with hybrid streams. I don't expect them to have really nice numbers. The Vice City intro versus Hazel's Comet from Stringbeat Synthwave, 16 out of 36, 44.44%. Building a swimming patio at the Daggerfall Overlook, 30 views in the last 28 days, 28 monetized-ish, 35. Versus 28, 80%. Never forget the weaknesses of live streaming, 3%. Aldi Chili, Ashen's Pastiche, 92%. So the videos that keep surprising me with getting more views have higher percentages. Who'da thunk it? Crazy. The pattern continues. So I think something else I could do too. Let's make types and whatnot. Types lists. And this will be part of the setup page. Ad blocker ratios, video title. The first column is going to be the video title. And then we could actually do something up where we spit this out by category. So let's get all 460 results here. And we'll have this thing self-audit so that if there are videos that do not match what's already in the list, I didn't get that, did I? Give me that. Copy. Put it here. Boom. So we'll do this, and we'll have this page self-audit. So if new videos pop up that are not represented in the list, I get notifications to add them in. So we'll do something like that. Actually, we should probably put this off to the side. So let's cut those. Let's cut all this out. Cut. Put it over, say, here. Because we'll have stuff, and we'll just cut out the fields we don't need. We're a little off to the side now, but we won't stay there. So we have video title. We'll do current label, add a field, label 1, label 2, label 3. So if I have additional labels, like if I want to sort by tech video, non-tech video, or I want to have more stuff as well, then we can just have something like this. So we'll just do current labels to start with. And we shall also take this format and paint it over. Back it up. I want to at least show ad blocker ratios by type. So bringing back a feature from previously, we also have to get this recognized as a data source. At least let's insert a blank spot here, and let's clear the contents, and let's make sure that we unformat that. No fill, no lines. Let's do no border. Nothing. We'll just do it based off of the current labels. Magic Chef Portable Dryer. Appliance video. Start adding them in, and we'll add this as a data source. Let's do this, leave a space, so we can have these labels separately. Forza with no graphics card. Gaming video. George Foreman Grills. Appliance video. Geek House Laundry. Appliance video. Loudness War. Tech video. Windows 8. Tech video. Tech video. HD Reality Check. Tech video. Southgate Beef Stew. Food video. Tech video. Tech video. Nope. Tech video. Lysol to go all over your hands. Non-tech video. Non-tech video. Geek House Dark Mode. Tech video. EA Sports Guy. Non-tech video. Cheap Rubber Dome Keyboard. Tech video. Tech video. Overture for 2012. Just put it as non-tech. DK Oldies Tech video. Related to video games. Related to buying physical copies of video games. Mana Potion Humidifier. Appliance video. Dollar Store Beef Stew. Food video. Play some stuff. gaming video. Another Delosaurus, tech video. Name's MultimediaJay for a reason. Let's just do non-tech for that. Capacitor Plague, tech video. PC hardware, tech video. What if GPU supply chain shenanigans ended the era of the GPU? Tech video. Stream Beats, YTAL, tech. Could do multimedia meta as well. Swimming patio, gaming, no. Versus Hazel's Comet, that's gaming. Gaming. Just chatting cannot be sorted. Yeah, let's do multimedia meta for those. Multimedia meta. And let's apply that to Stream Beats. Name's MultimediaJay for a reason. What else? Upscale DVD and streaming is good enough. Get over it. That's technically meta, even though it was a couple of years ago. All right, continue. Android x86 tech video. Play some stuff. Gaming video. Logitech X40s tech. Southgate Beans and Franks food. Onkyo tech. Sofa Showdown food. Aldi food. Stream growth meta. Thermals on Core 2 Quad tech. George Foreman Grills the podcast appliances. Supporting my channel meta. New collab meta. Lots to figure out for 2021 meta. Streamlabs Stream Hatchet meta. Non-sportive content creators meta. Shovel Knight Retrolink tech video. Kind of a split between tech and gaming. Cumberland Farms Pizza food. Delosaurus BIOS updates tech. Angry Twitch affiliates is meta. New York Zoom non-tech video. Stanley TV Top Shelf tech video for Geek House 5S. Stickam is tech. Twitch collab meta. Mana Potion Humidifier Abridged appliance. Nerds Will Be Nerds was tech. Stream Hatchet's year in review meta. Your audience reflects your attitude meta. Expressing yourself in streams and videos meta. Return to the Ashens pastiches food. Windows 8 vs Delosaurus tech. Gaming video. Digital Media Pro tech. Water Filter Showdown appliance. Clipsh sub tech. Twitch affiliate meta. Microsoft Songsmith demo tech. Z5500 sub tech. Smartphone into an office computer tech. Millville Cookies food. Success as a streamer meta. Magic Chef portable washer versus a lunchbox appliance. MMO healers don't need to exist gaming. Cat Ridgemont 2.0's non-tech. Streamlabs historical meta. V Westlife. This was based on a Windows thing, so tech. Android versus rubbish tech. Lady Celeste Fear Dragon gaming. Win 10 versus Delosaurus tech. Fat Bike Mother Bleep Bleep non-tech. Windows 8 Experiment Part 1 tech. Work Shoes non-tech. Windows 10 tech. Queldanas gaming. Camcorder LP gaming. End of the Delosaurus era tech. Worst work shoes ever non-tech. World of Warcraft Classic Time Walker, that's gaming. Incredible i7 Delosaurus tech. Building computer for dad tech. Geek House Kitchen appliance. Retro Duo tech. Twitch affiliate meta. Twitch streamers anything goes meta. Kilowatt versus consoles tech. Midnaughts tech. DIY jewel cases tech. Wii U tech. Interview with the computer tech. Delosaurus tech. Shovel Knight gaming. Well, actually, it's tech because we're showing it. ESO's my favorite MMO was gaming. Foreman Grill is still out there. Why? Appliance. Vacuum computer sounds like a dentist drill. Non-tech. Maelstrom Evergreen's Compto shows non-tech. Answering machine tech. Windows 10 tech. Storage Ottoman subwoofer non-tech. Actually, no, that is tech because I'm using subwoofer. Cult of Sandy Bridge tech. YouTube versus Twitch, meta. YouTube audio library, meta. Support creators, meta. Content creation, meta. Chair mats suck. Non-tech. Tuxedo, tech. BLJs and Mario 64 gaming. Hey Cortana, don't have that turned on. Tech. Kenmore TV's tech. Classic versus Modern WoW gaming. YouTube versus Twitch, meta. Nova Bench versus the Delosaurus, tech. 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 Gaming. Tech. Tech. Musical Mandela effect, meta. Tired old keyboard, tech. Fear Dragon, gaming. Lubuntu, tech. Twitch affiliate, meta. Decommissioning the Delosaurus, tech. Monster Cat affiliates, meta. Water Donuts and Forza 4, gaming. Dollar store, food video. Properly pronouncing Phenom, tech. Ruins Tuxedo, tech. Tech. How not to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, that's Wii Music. Gaming. Blue Yeti broke again, tech. Creator Insider and custom emojis, meta. SSD swapping weekend, tech. Twitch is your sidecar, not your future, meta. Tech. Tech. PowerPoint graphics, this is meta, based on streaming. Hannah Montana Linux versus Silver Bullet, tech. Dollar Store baked beans, food. World of Warcraft's level 49 problem, gaming. Completing the look, that's tech. Cheesy ham potato bake, food. Redemption of Tuxedo, tech. Aldi Crofton filter pitcher. We'll put the appliance videos on there. Put that under appliance because it's around the house and other stuff. The talk goes dreadfully wrong as a Plotagon cartoon. Microsoft won't let you reinstall Win 10 tech. Concentrated coolness, meta. Streaming is fun, meta. Clean Eclipse with 40 Hz, tech. Geek House, tech. Twitch loses to YouTube, meta. Transcoding matters, meta. Video about a can opener. Put that under appliance, since we're putting like water pitcher filters in there and stuff like that. Next Grilleration, appliance. She says you need a haircut, cartoon. Morrowind, gaming. 4K is overrated, tech. Goodbye to 2020, the bleepier version, non-tech. WoW Dark Mood Slide and Whistle, gaming. Polaroid Blu-ray, tech. MultimediaJay Overture. Let's put that as tech. Jungle Love Halloween Not Quite So Crazy, gaming. Windows 10 vs Tuxedo, tech. Power Query vs Solinome. Meta. Cold Hard Truth about AMD in 2015. Grossly outdated, but a tech video. Much Ado About Removing an SSD, tech. Alas Winamp, tech. Baseball in Connecticut, cartoon. Twitch sings Shutdown, meta. Tenants Never Clean Behind the Fridge, non-tech. Moonkin Madness, gaming. Silver Bullet, tech. Macaroni and Cheese, food. Delosaurus, tech. Overture. Yeah. Geek House 5S, tech. Tuxedo, tech. Multimedia meta. Windows 10 vs. Delosaurus, tech. Gutting the Twitch channel, meta. My brand, meta. Stream Hatchet Donut Graph, meta. Christmas Eve Before the Windstorm, Bah Humbug, non-tech. Spiritual Successor to Endless Ocean, gaming. Dollar Store Pop-Tarts, food. Crap Power Supply, tech. Geek House Dark Mode, tech. Motorboat Base, tech. Security Envelopes, tech video. We use a laser printer to print those out, by the way. Bottlenecked Duo Silver Bullet, tech. Rotten Hell 2012, non-tech. Walmart Goodie Wednesday. All right, we're just going to stop with that. How many more of those do we have to go? I think we're getting towards the bottom of the list anyways. We're just going to crunch some numbers based on what we've already categorized and things like that. So for ad blocker ratios, let's reference this and let's bring in, and we'll get rid of everything that doesn't have a corresponding. Let's transform. We got to put Power Query back on the screen to finish this off. So Power Query, it needs to be relinked or it needs to be reopened. One of those two. What happens if I resize it? Yeah, I can't see it now because of where everything is on screen. We got to relink it. How about we just reopen it? Discard. Ad blocker ratios. Reference. That's not doing anything. Yeah, we got to relink it because the window changed. Power query is very pokey. Yeah, it's broken. There's our ad blocker ratios 2, which we will use to split it off by category. We're just doing a whole bunch of steps without labeling them up and everything just to see this as a proof of concept. Which means we also have to get rid of the ad blocker ratio individually. We'll do that. Group by, we'll recalculate it based on the categories. Not group. We want to merge. Transform. No, we want to home. We want to merge. We don't have a list for that yet. Cancel. Get out. Let's get out of that. Discard. We didn't do anything. All right. Types lists. All right. Turn that off and go back out for a second. We still have a lot of things to categorize, but I just want to see based on what's categorized right now what this boils out, what this works with here. From table range, it's this one. My table does have headers, and we shall do. All right, we'll put this as video labels. We're gonna categorize everything afterwards. Broken. Relink power query. Just can't believe it. I mean, we'd have to do a screen capture to get this right. We'd have to do a raw screen capture to get this right. Let's see. All right, so that's video labels. So there's that. Now, ad blocker ratios. Reference. So let's merge this together. Merge this together with video labels. Video title. Left outer, and we shall also bring in the video label as well. So we'll do current label. Don't use the original column name as prefix to bring that in. Get rid of the blanks. And this will limit it specifically to just stuff that has something already assigned. This will change later as we update the data. Transform. Group by. So we want to group by the current label. Advanced. Current label, estimated monetized playbacks, and views. Group by that specifically. What does that come out to? So it ditches the individual labels. We don't need a count thing in there either. We can get rid of that field. Can we delete it? Nah, we'll just delete it afterwards. So long. We'll bring back the ad blocker ratio. No. Wrong grouping. We don't want to group by the estimated monetized playbacks. So let's do the sum of the estimated monetized playbacks. Let's do category monetized playbacks. We don't want to see individual videos on here. Category views. Make that the sum of the views for each one of these. Better grouping. There it is. All right, so now what we have here is we can bring in the ad blocker ratio. So let's add a custom column once again. We don't need to remove the columns because they're not there anymore. Let's add a custom column. Category ad blocker ratio. Category monetized playbacks divided by category views. So there's that. What's winning? The appliance videos. Sort. Not ascending order. Sort by descending order. Change type to percentage. Boom. There you go. Look at what we have here. Just off of what we've labeled so far. Close and load, please. Ditch power query. Set everything up. View. Grid lines. Set this to table design. Boom. Format. Reformat to percentage. There it is. Zoom it way in. Center everything and zoom it way in. Here is the channel's lack of growth in a nutshell. Right there. This is where we'll leave it off for now. What's dominating everything? Just from what we've labeled so far, which is some of the top videos in the results. Appliance videos, food videos, the Plotagon cartoons are doing better. Non-tech videos, multimedia meta, tech video, gaming video. Tech and gaming, we understand, are linked together. Just from what we labeled so far, they're at the bottom of this list. There you go. This is the problem that I was talking about with the more tech-savvy people. The more of them there are, the worse things do. So the more you see this going on, the lower this is. Hey, what do you know? It is the stuff in this category that's finding an endless audience month after month after month. And it may not even be the most supportive audience, because you're talking folks who aren't really interested in technology or anything, or maybe they just want an answer to a question. It's a mainstream crowd. But the more you get to what this channel should be about, the worse the numbers get. This is why a channel called MultimediaJay is being utterly crushed by appliance videos. I might as well be the Maytag repairman, so to speak, or whatever. Be a pocket nerd reviewing kitchen gadgets or something. And so for those of you people that think it's all about the money with me, if I wanted to do that, I would never touch tech ever again. I would never touch the meta for multimedia ever again. I'd never touch gaming ever again. I would just do appliance stuff. Doesn't that sound exactly like the sort of thing that a guy going by MultimediaJay should build an entire YouTube channel about? Dishwashers, hot pots, Foreman grills, water heater upper thingies for making coffee, Keurig machines, washers and dryers. Just the thing that a guy named MultimediaJay should build a channel about. I don't think so. This is the embarrassment of this ad blocker problem, and we're only just getting started. Last 28 days. And don't forget, last 28 days, some of those appliance videos dominating this list are from years ago. Still finding an endless audience month after month after month on YouTube. When does it stop? Tech video. From what we've categorized so far, 1,004 out of 2,512. Gaming video, 316 out of 1351. Multimedia meta, 304 out of 732. When does it stop? I got news for you. The platform has had enough of this before I did. I noticed the numbers when they changed. I noticed when the CPMs plummeted for the stuff that gets ad blocked a lot. 3 guesses what that is. So yeah, the golden age of the ad blocker on YouTube is over. It's done. There is no using ad blockers in a vacuum anymore. It's got to affect the platform and it's got to affect the creator. There is no way around it. If you hate me, but you don't mind YouTube, running an ad blocker to spite me hurts the platform too. If you like me but hate YouTube, running an ad blocker to spite YouTube hurts me as well. Inseparable, completely intertwined. That's the way it works. It's the way it's always worked. And for the systems to do stuff like this, I mean, we've been talking about ScroogeTube for how long now? There you go. Party's over, ladies and gentlemen. The golden age of the ad blocker on YouTube is over. It's time to start thinking about how we use these things, if we want to use them at all. It's also time for YouTube to upgrade the tools that creators have so they can make decisions like whether they want to run mid-rolls or not. If you look at the advertising metrics, let me just double check this in my own YouTube studio. Close out the search from earlier. Their channel analytics, revenue sources. Can I break down the advertising by what type it is? Estimated ad revenue. No, I can only see what type of ads it is. Skippable ads and non-skippable ads. And the skippable ads are massive. The ones people want to skip or ad block are massive. compared to the non-skippables that are time limited and the bumpers and the displays. None of the current numbers on YouTube in YouTube Studio tell me anything about how much of this is mid-rolls and whether or not I can turn off mid-rolls on my videos without being set back a ton of revenue that can be reinvested into better equipment, buying tech stuff for tech videos, computer upgrades, computer tinkering stuff, tools, etc. That's probably one of the gaping issues with YouTube Studio right now, is I have no idea. I can see what type of ads contribute what to the ad revenue. I have no idea how much of it is mid-rolls. It's not there. I think it's time YouTube got a little more transparent with that. Might even bring this up to Jog Sprava and the YouTubers Union. How about that be the next step with transparency? That YouTube show creators just what percentage of what they have is coming from pre-rolls, mid-rolls, post-rolls. I'm going to go to Creator Insider video and leave that as a comment too, because they get feedback from that as well. Maybe do it on Twitter as well. Send feedback their way, talk to the YouTubers Union, all the other stuff. Who knows? Fairtube, it's called nowadays. Which was legally incorporated, by the way. It has its own YouTube channel. So it's not just Jog Sprava's firearms channel hosting those videos anymore, but that's a different story altogether. So yeah, there you go, folks. We'll convert this to a spin-off video because it was a quiet chat. And yeah, that's it. That's where we're at. The golden age of ad blockers on YouTube is over. There is no more using these things in a vacuum. They'll affect somebody somewhere. And of course, YouTube does have to improve their watch experience to, especially with the ads. There's a unique problem, as I've mentioned, on YouTube where people are sending actual YouTube videos through the advertising system. So it hijacks your watch experience because a skippable ad from which they make so much money is basically a YouTube infomercial. But who wants someone else's 30-minute long YouTube video cutting into what you wanted to watch in the first place? I mean, those have to be instant skips for just about everybody out there who didn't walk away from their computer. And if they did, they're getting upset when the ad just rambles and rambles and rambles and you just walk back and hit skip. So where are these advertisers even getting with some of these wackerdoodle ads? As opposed to Twitch, which sells in blocks like a radio or TV station. You know all the ads on Twitch are going to be 30 seconds or 15 seconds or something. Because advertisers have to pay extra if they go above the certain seconds and whatnot. But the numbers are garbage with advertising on Twitch. Different story altogether. So there we go. That's the latest on the ad blocker situation at the end of a rotten work week. There really was no other topic that I could have really done that would have been done justice on a night like tonight. And I don't even get anything resembling a proper weekend unless I make a few phone calls and reclaim my Friday. I'll make that decision whenever I get up. I'm just going to collapse early tonight because, quite frankly, this has been a lousy week. Things need to change for the better, or there's no point in me continuing doing what it is that I'm doing right now in the offline world. If there's no advantage to where I'm at in terms of flexible hours versus I might as well go to one of the companies where there's more going on. More hours, more overtime, more consistent physical side to the warehouse stuff that's around here instead of the boom and bust stuff that I've had to deal with some of the heavy furniture I deal with. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Till next time, this is MultimediaJay signing off. Thanks for stopping by. And I hope your weekend's better than mine, because it probably will be.